Peace. So today I'm going to discuss this aspect of arrogance. People say, I am arrogant, and absolutely, I am arrogant. Are you not arrogant yourself when you tell me I'm arrogant? Or are you saying that with the kind regards in your heart when you tell me I'm arrogant? Which one of that is true? Mostly when you tell someone else he's arrogant, you are arrogant in telling him he is arrogant. Of course, this concept does not sit well in your hearts and souls because you are in blindness to your own self, obviously. So, the aspect of being arrogant or not is a moot point. We are all arrogant in one way or another. The fundamental aspect of what is it to be arrogant and what are you arrogant with is what you need to figure out for yourselves and then determine whether that arrogance is justified or not. And that's all you need to do. You don't need to look around and see people are arrogant or not. So now let's look at the Quran, and I'm going to read some signs. Obviously they're going to be out of context. I want to put that disclaimer out there already, but I want to show you where it says who are arrogant and what's it about. I'm not going to go through all places, but there are around 57 places where the word arrogant is written in the Quran and in different contexts, obviously. So here's where God is commanding the angels to prostrate to Adam. Chapter 2, sign 34. And behold, we said to the angels, prostrate to Adam. So they prostrated, except Iblis, refused and arrogant, and was from the rejectors. So understand the word they say kafir. Kafir doesn't mean disbeliever. The word kafir means just to reject. Anything you reject, you are a kafir to, because I reject all of you. In that sense, I am a kafir as well, and you reject me, so you're a kafir as well. But who's rejecting the truth and who's rejecting the lies is the question, yeah. So here we go. So he was arrogant. Why? Because he disobeyed God's command and he refused. That's arrogance. One way of saying arrogance. So now God says to, just telling us, sign number 87, and already we brought Moses the book, and we followed from after him with the messengers. And we brought Jesus, son of Mary, the clarities, and we strengthened him with Spirit, the Holy. Is but all of what comes to you a messenger, with what not desire your souls? You arrogant, but a group you falsify, and a group you fight. So this is what you guys do. Every time one of us comes, this is what you guys do, because we come with what your souls do not desire. And that's where arrogance rises in your soul. You've believed garbage. You're illiterates as far as the book of God is concerned. I don't see a literate person on the earth as far as the book of God is concerned. Yes, there are some who have knowledge, some truth knowledge that they have from the Torah, from the Bible, and from the Quran. But the vast majority of you are arrogant because what you are believing and what you understand are lies. And when you're told that they are lies by someone like me, only arrogance comes back because you think you are guided. And let's see, not he hates the Messiah, that he be a servant to God, and not the angels, the close ones. So these are the close ones of God, the angels more than anyone else. Yeah, they are the highest beings under God. And one he hates over his servitude, and he arrogant, but soon he will gather them to himself altogether. So yeah, don't serve God, you're arrogant. So now let's look at this one in chapter 6, sign 93. And who wrongs more from one who invents over the God falsehood? Or he says, inspired to me, and not he inspires to him a thing. And one, he says, soon I will send down example of what sent down the God. And if you saw, behold, the wrongdoers in confusion of the death, and the angels extending their hands. Take out your souls, the day you will be repaid punishment, the lowly, with what you were, you saying over the God other than the truth, and you were over his signs, you arrogant. Understand who the arrogant are. Those who say lies about God, arrogant over his signs, refuse to follow the signs of God. From this book, the Quran, absolutely, the Quran is the absolute truth from God. You arrogantly turn from these signs because your heart and soul are diseased. You have disease in your heart and your soul is corrupted. You are the arrogant one. Doesn't matter how beautifully you speak, how civilized you are in your tones, the reality is the reality. It's spoken arrogantly. The truth is always spoken arrogantly. Get that through your thick heads. The truth is spoken directly. We don't mince words. We're going to tell you what we know from God because He's told us to come and tell you and not hide this book. You people hide behind your stupid desires and your stupid beliefs and the falsehood that you have invented over God. All this thing that you've put in front of you, your subsistence today, is an invention over God, the falsehood. And you revel in it because you're getting what you want. You're getting what you want, and what you believe seems to be the truth. It seems to be the truth, but it ain't. So now let's read this sign. This is a continuation of what God said. And those who falsify with our signs, and they arrogant over them, they companions of the fire, they in her living. So we keep being arrogant over the signs that I say, and this book says, and the Torah says, and the Bible has much of that as well. Keep being arrogant towards them and follow what you want and your desires, and you will live in the fire perpetually. Remember, the life in the hereafter is perpetual. It's not the life here that is perpetual. That's where you're going to be put to the stake, to the stake that you don't understand. You won't be able to leave, you won't be able to escape, and you won't be able to die, and you won't be able to live. So understand that torment and accept the fact that you better turn before that happens, before your death comes. Otherwise, there is no hope for you. It's you for yourself, your soul for yourself. You got to save that soul. You got to save her, your soul. Surely those who falsify with our signs, and they arrogant over them, not will be opened to them doors of the heaven, and not will they enter the garden till he merges the camel in eye of the needle. And like that we repay the sinners. That ain't happening. Nobody's merging the camel in eye of the needle. So you ain't coming out of hell. If you're arrogant and you falsify with signs of God, you're not coming out of hell. So here's a portion of what God said to Moses, I believe here. Soon will turn away over my signs those, they arrogant in the earth without the truth. And if they see all signs, not will they believe with them. And if they see path, the conscientious, not will they take it a path. And if they see path of the transgression, they will take it a path. That with surety they falsify with our signs, and they are over them oblivious. So understand what's going on with you here. This explains you all fundamentally. This explains you completely. It's not the arrogant ain't the one who's telling you arrogantly that you're going to hell because you reject this Quran. The arrogant are the ones telling me that I'm lying about God, and they have no clue about these books. So who's the arrogant here? Me or you? The real arrogant. And you are arrogant without the truth. I'm arrogant with the truth. That's the difference. That's where you need to understand the reality. So here let's look at chapter 16. Your God, God one. But those not they believe with the hereafter, their hearts weird and they arrogant. So those who don't believe with the hereafter, the afterlife, which is like, how much do you really believe the hereafter exists? So if you don't believe, you're arrogant. So here's another one. And say those not they expecting our meeting. Why not send down over us the angels? Or we see our Lord. Already they are arrogant in their souls, and they disobey, disobedience great. So understand this, you're not going to see God, and the day you see the angels, game over. So you are arrogant when you say that. This whole situation that we're in has been made to test who's going to believe with the unseen, not with the seen. This whole trial of this existence, this whole life we live of the world under this heaven, over this earth, is to see who will see the unseen from their hearts and who are going to be blind and arrogant. So here's another one, chapter 35. Arrogant in the earth and plotting the evil, and not it gives truth, the plot, the evil, except with its keeper. But are they looking except methods of the first? But not will you find to methods of the God change, and not will you find to methods of the God modification. So you are arrogant, plotting evil, and the evil is going to be with the one plotting the evil. That's arrogance. I mean, if you keep look at all these leaders on the earth, they're just plotting evil left, right, and center everywhere. I mean, there's no two things about it. That only the absolute blind, deaf, and dumb will not see what's going on. And the rest of us will just look at it and say, okay, when is the help of God going to come? The help is not going to come with idiots gathering together. The help is going to come to the believers gathering together. But I don't see believers running around. I see people believing garbage, nonsense, spewing lies from their mouths, and deception and delusion and absolute falsehood over God. So understand, that is who the arrogant is, not the one who's telling you arrogantly the truth. Those are the ones who are telling you lies that are arrogant, whether they speak nicely to you or arrogantly to you, because both are present. Both are present on the earth. The ones who are lying to you are arrogant, and they're speaking nicely to you, concerned about your well-being, here to save you. They are your salvation, and me, I'm telling you either directly or indirectly or nicely or arrogantly, the truth doesn't make me the arrogant that God is going to put you in hell for. The arrogance is those who stand against the book of God, and they lie and they falsify with His signs, and they follow their thoughts without knowledge or guidance of the book of God. And the Quran is the absolute truth from God, and the book that cannot be modified in its Arabic text in the book format. Now you don't understand it. That's why God has sent me to try and explain it to you before He comes with His command and totally annihilates everyone on the earth except those who believe. Peace.